Hey, do this for only 91 days. And by the way, guess what? The result will not only shock you, but will shock everyone who is out there. You know what? Before I even say anything, let me tell you the most or the greatest enemy to people's success and difference and actually uplifting their life, it's actually called comfort. And I know I've heard of people talking about these kind of things. Comfort, average, it can also be called like a predictability and all those kind of things. So if you want to do something in your life, and by the way, here we are not talking about years, we are only talking about 91 days. You know why 91 days? Let me just give you a simple secret. Hey, you know what they say? They say at only 21 days, if you start doing something, guess what happens? You tend to do what? You tend to get yourself sort of a what? You get, programming your brain. Your brain now to get to understand, hey, there is something going on. There is a change in myself. When you do this continuously for the next 61 days, guess what you start to get? You start to get a habit, okay? By the time you do it for the 91 days, you get what? You get a character, okay? Now, what am I saying? We are focusing on getting the character. And this is how I want you to achieve it in 3 phases. Phase 1 for 21 days. Phase 2, this is phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. Okay, now this is how I want you to do it. The results will actually shock everyone. And by the way, here I talk about finance, and that's what I'm trying to mean. And also, what we call the self-development and self-realization. Now, in the next 91 days, brother, this is what I want you to do. Avoid being a predictable kind of an individual. You see, the reason as to why you find people tend to dwell in the same platform, it is because you usually have some guys whom you hang around with, and these guys talk about the same thing. Let's pick a very simple example here. Let's pick a very simple example. And I believe you're going to relate with this example. Let's pick person A, right? Are you with me? Let's pick person A and let's pick person B. Person B, or rather person A, relates with people who talks about politics, right? How the world is, Kenya is doomed, I don't know what, debts and what have you, inadequacy of job and availability of jobs, there is no money, we cannot make it, education is, I don't know, I should not even go to school, and negative oriented kind of a guys. Negative guys. Okay, negative guys. They just tell you, hey, there are no jobs. You want to start a business, they tell you, hey, you want to start a butchery business, my friend, I'm telling you, if you do not have 300k, you cannot be able to start. Hey, you want to start serious business, I'm telling you, I can give you 4 people who I know started that business and actually failed. Hey, you want to start a daycare? People are not even giving birth in this area, my friend. So that business is actually dead on arrival. Get what I'm saying? So you hang around with these kind of guys who always and every time talk about the negative thing in this world. Guess what happens? These things are the things that you actually attract once you involve with these kind of guys. And that's why they tell you, hey, let's go gather in Kamukunji, let's go gather in Jacaranda, let's go gather in Jivanji, let's talk about politics and what have you. You tend to, sort of hook attached to some people, say, hey, I'm poor because someone is rich and all those kind of things. See, be careful the kind of a guy whom you're hanging around with. You see, I always tell people this. If you're smart enough, do this. Go to town today, okay? Or whichever the town. Go to town and go to those supermarkets and go to where people are selling cars. Go to people who are doing all those great things. You realize as you complain, economy is bad and all those kind of things, people are enjoying. People are taking 400 coffee kind of a shillings. People are buying cars. People are doing shoppings. People are taking their kids outing. People are dressing nice. Clothing are being bought. Go to Mombasa. You realize that a ship is docking each and every time, and go even to where they're producing metals and steels and what have you. Everything is going on. Everything is going on. You're just there complaining, oh, things should shut down and listen. Bro, sis, forget about that. Don't encircle yourself with this kind of a guy. Now, we've taken the person A. And the person B hangs around with the people who are positive oriented. Hey, guess what? Well, I don't have much, but guess what? I got my 5,000 somewhere. I can do something with this 5,000. How about I start selling coffee? Oh, and by the way, I have 20,000 somewhere. I think I can be able to take this money. And what do you think if I start importing vegetables? Not really importing, but rather getting from farmers and selling them to guys here. How do you think if I do this? Okay. By the way, I have 200,000 somewhere. What do you think if I can start a next business? Okay. Oh, by the way, I have 2 million. What do you think if I can go to Nanyuki, and buy an acre of land there and, sort of start farming out there? How do you think if I see when you start associating and they tell you, hey, guess what? Today I was in a guy who actually bought a car, and by the way, that car is not even expensive. You encircle yourself with people who are talking big. For example, I just take this example. I also got it from somewhere, okay? And I know the credit go to that individual. And the guy was talking about like selling ice cream, and they were saying if you actually engage with the people who are, oh, that's Andrew Tate actually. Andrew Tate said if you hang around with guys who are talking about ice cream each and every time, and then you just sit around between people who are just just talking about ice cream. See, if you want to make ice cream, you do this. See, if you want to do this, you do that. See, if you want to, they're just talking about ice cream, ice cream, ice cream, ice cream. You just listen to what they're talking, ice cream, ice cream. So the next time you go to some other different kind of a group, and then they ask a question, by the way, here who knows about ice cream? You'll be like, well, yeah, I know something. I know something. You see, because some of these things is actually contagious. You get what I'm saying? So it's always good to make sure that you hang around with people who are actually positive minded, sort of a positive oriented, so that you achieve more great things. So now this is what I want you to do. The very first thing that I want you to do is shake off the friends. Shake off, negative friends. Shake off negative friends. Okay, if you shake off them, then you'll be able to attract the positive thing. Number two, make sure yourself that you're not available. Just be unavailable. Just be a what? Just be unavailable. See, let me tell you one second. That what is valuable, it's actually scarce. I'll repeat my point. That what is available is actually scarce. The problem that you guys have is that, hey, guess what? You got some friends somewhere. Each and every evening, by the way, you go somewhere, maybe mnaenda kukula jaba or something, you're always available there. If to drink, you are always together every time. Like anybody can actually predict. If somebody says, hey, if you want to get Joseph, just be here at 5:30, the guy will be here. This is where he usually drink. This is where he does his things. This is where he does. You're very much predictable. Do this. Just be unavailable. See, when you become scarce, see, the other name of being unavailable is being what? Is being scarce. So when you are scarce, people tend to attach more value to you. For example, let's say there is a group of 10 guys who are discussing about something, and everyone is trying to, they are wrestling in terms of the words. Everyone want to make their points hard. Hey, no, it's not. Hey, and then in the midst, there's a guy who is always silent, listening to both parties, listen to these guys, listen to this guy, listen to these guys. He does not even struggle to get the time to speak. In most cases, you find these guys who are standing there saying, hey, let's listen to his views and what kind of thing. And the moment you start talking, they actually remain silent and they want to hear you, what you're gonna say. Why? In most cases, learn to listen more than talking. That's why you have 2 ears and 1 mouth. If you actually get that curse, people don't actually know exactly what you're doing. The other thing, be a mysterious person. Be a mystery. Be a mystery, okay? Mystery in the sense that people cannot really understand how you do your things. People cannot really know who you are and how you do your things. And let me tell you one secret about life, is that what they know, they attack. And that what they do not know, they talk about it. What do you think? They say, what does he do? You see, when you are growing up, we used to kind of, talk about the wealthy people in Kenya. By the way, I've been liking numbers since I was young. I could go on the YouTube and search like the wealthiest people in Kenya, how do they do, and all those kind of things. And you could hear some people talking about there. And I was like, see, when you're a mystery, people tend to Google you a lot, tend people to find out who you are, your net worth, your wife, your kids, the cars that you drive, where do you reside, what is your background, what did you study, how did you start it, and all those kind of things, because when you become a mysterious kind of a person, and I say mysterious in the sense of being on a positive trajectory. See, you can become mysterious on a bad way. I'm saying mysterious in the sense that a lot of people don't understand much about you. So the moment you start to talk, they listen. And the moment you say you're gonna do something, they listen. And I'm pretty sure you know of an individual who that guy does not even talk at any moment. But when they talk, you guys tend to listen. And in most cases, whatever he says goes. And whatever he suggests goes. You know why? Because these people, before they engage in conversation, they don't talk because they have to talk. They talk because they have to say something. They have something to say. By the way, you don't talk because you have to say something. They talk because they have something to say. That's the difference. So when you become mysterious, you are unavailable, you become mysterious, and that is exactly how you transform your life. And how can you contextualize when it comes to finance? Because I said at the beginning of this video, this channel is all about finance. And how can you incorporate this into 1 day when it comes to finance? And I always tell people, remember one thing, I gave you 2 phases, the 21 days, the 61 days, and the 91 days, okay? The very first 2 phases, phase 1 and phase 2, I want you to actually monitor how you're using your money. Don't change nothing. Don't change nothing, all right? If you usually go to coffee 2 times per week or 3 times per week, just note it down. Don't change nothing, okay? And number two, I want you to try as much as you can. I don't know whether you should work with your phone or a book or whatever. Whenever you have your friends talking, just get to grasp much of what they are talking about. Just try to realize, okay? Well, I'm not saying that you can get perfect people who are always positive oriented. No, just try to measure and see, is this guy positive oriented or negative oriented? If the scale is moving towards the negative oriented, probably those are not the friends to have. But if you realize the friends of yours talks about business opportunities, business ideas, how to invest, how to actually, self-improve yourself, how to lose weight, see positive things about your life. Now, those are the guys whom you can retain. But if you guys you're meeting talking about women, talking about nights, talking about all those kind of things, it does not really help you. Okay, they may be important, they may be good, but it's not really a summation of what we need in our lives. Okay, now within now actually say within this the 31 days, or let's say a month, monitor everywhere, every place where your coin is going. You can be able to tell, hey, I usually use this amount of money for my outing and coffees. I usually use this amount of money for my communication. This is the amount of money that I usually use for my black tax. This amount of money that I use for clothing. This is what goes for my food. This is what goes for my entertainment. All those kind of things. So once you sum up all those things, and then you start to realize, start now classifying all those things where your money is going. What must I have it? What do I need? What is a nice to have? What is a good to have? And by the way, if I was to do away with once, let's say you take coffee 3 times per week. If I was to do away with one, okay, just one time in terms of a week, I go for a coffee once, then okay, if I miss coffee 2 times, what will happen? Okay, I'm not an addict. Okay, justify why do you usually grab coffee 3 times a week. It might be maybe you're getting some clients and you're meeting in those areas, having a discussion. Maybe you might be getting 3 coffees per week or even 5 coffees per week, but in each and individual coffee you're making money. Then those are not bad coffees, those are good coffees. But if you want to hang around there just because you want to prove some guys, you just have money or something of sort, now you're not doing it right. Or if maybe you realize you are addicted to coffee, then count the cost of buying the coffee making machine, be making from home, and then calculate and see how much will you be able to save. That's now how you improve yourself. And by the way, I would recommend go read a book called The Atomic Habits. You change those smaller things, you can be able to do something great out there. Okay, by James Clear, Atomic Habits. That's a very good book. Okay, now the point is this: make sure that you change or take care of minor things. You know what they say? Take care of coins, the notes will take care of themselves. Or simply, I was told by my teacher back then in high school, used to say, remember one thing, take care of minor things, majors will take care of themselves. That's what you're supposed to understand at all the time, because if you do not, then it's gonna be tough and rough on you. You always complain. What can I say? Let me just recap exactly what I shared. Number 1, be unavailable. Don't be scarce. Don't be available each and every time. Be scarce. Number 2, be mysterious. Number 3, always understand your numbers. Try to find out all those smaller things. And by the way, if you use your 31 days to identify where your number is going, by the time you clock your 91 days, guess what will happen in this particular set? You have already incorporated a character deep inside of you. By the time can you imagine doing things continuously for the next 3 months? You've already actually gotten yourself a character. You can be able to do something in this life and you can transform yourself significantly. And guess what, guys? If it's your first time watching me, my name is Joseph. I talk about money, talk about finance, and anything related to exactly that. So if you would like to get a hold of me, get my number from the description of this specific video, shoot me a call, or you can text me on WhatsApp. I offer those services at a personal level. If you feel like, okay, fine, I love what you're doing, but I would like you to talk about my, customized case, a specific case of mine, I offer those services. But obviously, when you come at a personal level, that goes for a small charge, okay? But anyway, don't run away. Just quite an affordable charge. All right. So anyway, don't forget this. I also have booklets about investments, about shares, money market fund, treasury bonds, treasury bills, rates. I have all those booklets. So if you want a copy of it, it is actually ready for you. All what you need to do, get that number, text me on WhatsApp, you get a soft copy. A copy goes for only $280. And I have other many business plans ready for you. Tell me which one you want. I got it ready for you. For now, it's a goodbye. And don't forget, subscribe and like this video, and see you in the next one.